Good morning, my dear young minds. Welcome back to biology session. How are you all? Are you fine? Good. Combat situation. In previous session, we have discussed environmental issues. That chapter completed. Next chapter, microbes in human welfare. Another important chapter from second year, second PUC. Because microbes play a pivotal role, a crucial role in human welfare. Do you know one thing? Without microorganisms, we cannot exist our life successfully on the earth without trouble, without hindrance. Of course, microbes are of two kinds, useful microbes and harmful microbes. Right? You don't think about harmful microbes, think about useful microbes. Right? Uh, the first concept, microbes in household products. Household products. So before going to discuss about microbes in household products, in NCERT book, some microscopic organisms pictures, their magnification also clearly mentioned, like Bacillus bacteria, Coccus bacteria, okay, Spirillum bacteria. Next, viruses, TMV virus, tobacco mosaic virus, TMV virus, adenovirus, bacteriophage, their magnification. Next, some fungal members. And then how can we grow fungus in the laboratory level on sterilized nutrient culture medium? Sterilized nutrient culture medium. That whole topic is clearly mentioned. My dear students, once roughly go through pictures. Study what is the name of the picture and what is the magnification of Bacillus bacteria, Coccus bacteria, adenovirus, bacteriophage, tobacco mosaic virus and fungus. Right? An example, Bacillus virus and Coccus virus, its magnification 10,000x. 10,000x. And adenovirus, its magnification because viruses are very smaller than to that of microbes than to that of bacteria, hence its magnification 1 lakh to 1 lakh 50,000 x, 1 lakh to 1 lakh 50,000 x. That is just roughly about microscopic organisms and their magnification. Right, come back to situation, microbes in household products. Household products. Some microbes also play a crucial role in production of household products like idli, dosa, right? And milk, milk and milk products, milk and milk products. Next, idli, dosa, toddy, toddy, etc. And cheese. Cheese are of two kinds, Swiss cheese and Roquefort cheese. Roquefort cheese. First go through milk. A bacteria, namely lactic acid bacteria. Lactic acid bacteria play a crucial role in production of curd and other products of milk. Very simple concept. Take one bowl of warm milk, add 1 or 2 drops of buttermilk, curd or buttermilk. Keep it at a place for whole night. That means at minimum 8 to 10 hours. Either night time or daytime, whatever it may be. Buttermilk added warm milk, place at a place, keep at a place minimum 6 to 8 hours. Then buttermilk contain bacteria called lactic acid bacteria or lactobacillus bacteria. react with milk protein. Therefore, curd, that means milk, turn into curd. That is called curdling. Curd, it is nutrient food. Lactobacillus bacteria increase vitamin B12 in curd. It increase vitamin B12. Vitamins are of two kinds: water soluble vitamins, fat soluble vitamins. This topic already covered in zoology. Water soluble vitamins B and C, B complex vitamins and C vitamin. A, D, E and K are called fat soluble vitamins, right? What is vitamin? Vitamin chemical name and deficiency of vitamins, that topic already covered in zoology. Here discussion no need. Vitamin B12 chemical name cyanocobalamin. Cyanocobalamin. It is essential for each and every person, means all age group members. Lactic acid bacteria improve and increase vitamin B12 in curd. So curd is good for health for all age group members. And we can obtain other milk products such as buttermilk, butter, cheese, etc. Next to idli. Idli and dosa. Preparation of idli and dosa purely based on microbes. So before going to prepare idli and dosa, at least one day before, we have to prepare idli dough or dosa dough by mixing urdu dal, rice powder, urdu dal, etc. etc. Then keep at a place. After grinding, keep at a place. After a whole night, we can observe puffed up appearance on the surface of the dough. That is because of microscopic organisms, and some microscopic organisms react with the dough. In such a way, microbes also play a crucial role in preparation of idli and dosa. Without microbes, we cannot prepare idli and dosa. It is indirectly a type of fermentation process. What is fermentation? Glucose or pyruvic acid convert into alcohols and carbon dioxide. That is called fermentation. So preparation of idli and dosa also depend on a mechanism called fermentation. Fermentation, a type of anaerobic respiration method. Anaerobic bacteria play a crucial role in preparation of idli and dosa dough. That's all. Next, toddy. What is toddy? It is a type of traditional drink. Since olden days, ancient man, even nowadays present day man also depend on traditional drink, toddy. Okay. Toddy is scientific name Borassus flabellifera. Scientific name of toddy plant. Borassus flabellifera. Genus species. Plant scientific name I am telling. Plant scientific name. So, toddy, also called Neera, it is widely used to treat viral infections like smallpox, chickenpox, etc. Right? So, from that means some southern countries and western countries widely take toddy because it is a traditional drink, good for health. Okay, means treated toddy, normal natural toddy is good for health, but mixed chemicals, mixed or alcohols mixed toddy is not good for health. Next, cheese, one of the milk products. Cheese also rich in nutrients, macronutrients and vitamins. Cheese are of two kinds: Swiss cheese and Roquefort cheese. Swiss cheese obtained from Propionibacterium shermani, a fungus. Propionibacterium Bacterium Shermani. Propionibacterium Shermani, one of the, it's not fungus, a bacteria. Genus, species. Propionibacterium, bacteria word is there now, so it is an indication, a type of bacteria. The Roquefort cheese obtained from Penicillium roqueforti. Penicillium roqueforti. It is a type of fungus. These two types of cheese important. Once you go to the general characteristic features of Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese it contains large number of holes, large number of big holes on their surface due to release of large amount of carbon dioxide. From Swiss cheese, carbon dioxide liberate into surroundings due to release of gas. It forms large holes, big holes on the surface. Presence or absence of hole, we can segregate Swiss cheese and Roquefort cheese. In Roquefort cheese, big holes are absent. Swiss cheese ripened by bacteria called Propionibacterium Shermani. Similarly, Roquefort cheese ripened by a fungus called Penicillium roqueforti. That's all. Even cheese also good for health for all age group members. Right? Next to microbes in industrial products. Microbes in industrial products. What is the role of microscopic organisms in production of various industrial products? Industrial products. First one, fermented beverages. Fermented beverages. Fermentor. What is fermentor? Fermenters are a big size vessels, metal vessels that provide all suitable conditions for growing microbes. Microbe example, yeast. Yeast scientific name Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It is one of the unicellular eukaryotic fungi. Unicellular eukaryotic fungi. Widely using in preparation of bakery items and beverage items. Bakery items and beverage items. Just now I told what is fermentation. The term fermentation refers to process of conversion of glucose or pyruvic acid into alcohols and carbon dioxide under anaerobic conditions in the presence of yeast, a fungus. It is called fermentation. Okay. Even in previous year, respiration in plants, there also already you might have studied anaerobic respiration. What are the steps in anaerobic respiration? Okay. So fermenters provide all suitable conditions. Here suitable conditions in the sense optimum temperature, supplement of regular culture medium and all. Right? Okay. Next to beverages. Beverages means alcoholic products. Alcoholic products. Alcohols are of two kinds. Distilled beverages, non-distilled beverages. Distilled beverages are costliest beverages. Examples of distilled beverages, whiskey, brandy, rum, Romanov, vodka, etc. These are all costliest beverages, costliest alcoholic products. And non-distilled beverages, example, wine and beer. Wine and beer. So wine and beer are low cost alcoholic products. Rest of the distilled beverages are high cost alcoholic beverages. Right? Distilled beverages prepared by proper filtration mechanism, whereas non-distilled beverages they did not prepared by proper filtration mechanism. Hence, non-distilled beverages are somewhat low cost beverages. low cost alcoholic products. Even percentage of alcohol also less low in not distilled beverages than to that of distilled beverages. I am expecting one question compulsorily from difference between alcoholic beverages, that means distilled beverages and not distilled beverages. Production of beverages depend on fermentation process, a type of anaerobic respiration method. Clear? Next, yeast. Yeast are of two kinds: wild yeast, domestic yeast. Wild yeast mostly grow on wild plants, forest plants. They obtain food from wild plants, whereas domestic yeast widely using in beverage industries and bakery industries, right, for the production of different types of bakery items and beverage items. That's it. Next concept, antibiotics. Antibiotics. Anti, according to Greek language. According to Greek language, anti means against. Biotics. Bio means living organisms, microscopic organisms. A famous scientist, Sir Alexander Fleming, an American scientist, first developed and extracted a chemical compound from a fungus, namely Penicillium notatum. Penicillium notatum. And he only coined the term penicillin. Penicillin, also called wonder drug. After Second World War, several thousands of American soldiers successfully treated with antibiotic, penicillin antibiotic. It was widely used in skin diseases, skin allergies, wound healing, etc., injuries and all, right? Therefore, after Second World War, several thousands of American soldiers successfully treated with wonder drug penicillin. After some time period, several hundred varieties of antibiotics obtained from bacteria, fungus, etc., right? Next, the functional properties of penicillin first discovered by Howard Florey and Ernest Chain. Howard Florey and Ernest Chain. That is the reason in the year 1945, Alexander Fleming, Howard Florey and Ernest Chain, these three scientists together given Nobel Prize. That is briefly about antibiotics. Antibiotics widely using to treat for deadly diseases like plague disease, leprosy disease, whooping cough disease, diphtheria, etc. Okay, leprosy, a bacterial disease. Leprosy caused by a bacteria called Mycobacterium leprae. Mycobacterium leprae. Whooping cough, common names Gall-Goto. Okay, diphtheria, diphtheria Gall-Goto. Okay, so these are all deadly diseases. Okay, but nowadays there is proper medicine available in the market to treat this and all deadly diseases: leprosy, plague, whooping cough, diphtheria, etc. Remember, name of the disease means technical term of the disease and a common name of the disease. Both important, right? Mostly leprosy disease symptoms appear on fingertips, and a person who infected by leprosy lost sensation on fingertips, right? Rashes, round shaped or irregular shaped rashes also appear on the skin. Whooping cough disease symptoms: severe cough, cold, bronchitis, fever, body pains, etc. Diarrhea disease symptoms: motions, watery motions, stomach pain, pain in abdomen, okay, body pains, fatigue, etc. And plague disease symptoms: headache, high temperature, body fever, high fever, okay, chill. These are the symptoms of plague. Okay, that is about antibiotics. So antibiotics successfully treating for deadly diseases. That's all. Next to some chemicals. Chemicals example: citric acid, acetic acid, butyric acid, and lactic acid. Citric acid obtained from a fungus called Aspergillus niger. It is a type of fungus. And acetic acid obtained from a bacteria called Acetobacter aceti. It is a type of bacteria. Butyric acid obtained from Clostridium botulinum, a type of bacteria. Lactic acid obtained from Lactobacillus bacteria, LB. Okay, different types of chemical names and their source microscopic organism names are also important. This and all clearly mentioned in NCERT. Okay, that is about chemicals. Next to enzymes. Enzymes example: lipase, protease, pectinase, streptokinase, etc. Lipase enzyme widely using in laundry industry for the removal of oil stains. Protease and pectinase. These two enzymes widely used in fruit juice companies for clarification of bottled juice. There is a lot of difference between homely prepared fruit juice and fruit juice bottle obtained from the market. There is a lot of difference because at industrial level we can add that means fruit juice companies add protease enzyme and pectinase enzyme for clarification of fruit juices. Clear? Next, streptokinase enzyme used as clot buster, very important. It remove blood clots of the patients and who are suffering from myocardial patients. That leads to heart attack. Sometimes blood clot in vessels, particularly coronary arteries. Coronary arteries carry purified blood to heart walls. Sometimes coronary arteries blocked with cholesterol, excess of cholesterol. Therefore, streptokinase enzyme dilute, that means remove blood clots. So it is used as clot buster in myocardial patients that leads to heart attack. Very important. Remember all enzymes and their uses. Clear? That is about importance of enzymes, chemicals, antibiotics, and fermentation. Next one, bioactive molecules. Example: cyclosporin A and statin. Cyclosporin A and statin. Cyclosporin A and statin. First, cyclosporin A. Cyclosporin A obtained from a fungus, namely Trichoderma polysporum. One of the fungus. From this fungus we can obtain cyclosporin A. Cyclosporin A widely using as immunosuppressive agent in organ transplant patients, particularly organ transplant patients. Clear? Next, statin. Statin obtained from a bacteria namely Monoscus purpureus, MP. short form MP, Molluscus purpureus. Statin used as blood cholesterol lowering agent. Blood cholesterol lowering agent. It is widely used in myocardial patients, heart attack patients. These are some examples of bioactive molecules. So chemicals important, enzymes important, and enzyme functions important. Microbe source microbes names important. Bioactive molecules, its function, source microbes also very important, right? Next concept, role of microbes in sewage treatment. Microbes in sewage treatment. Microbes in sewage treatment. What is sewage? Means stagnant water, dirty water, municipality water. Because from every day, from different resources such as industries, factories, households, mechanic sheds, hospitals, and thermal power plants, nuclear testing centers, from different other resources, every day several thousands of tons of wastages like liquid wastages, gaseous wastages, particulate wastages or metal wastages directly dumping into water. Therefore, fresh water became polluted. What is the major sewage? Major part of sewage means human excreta. Human fecal matter is the major part of sewage. So before going to release this sewage water into local freshwater bodies, proper treatment is essential. Otherwise, fresh water became polluted. If once local water body is polluted, means we cannot get even proper drinking water, water for bathing, water for cultivation, no water. Therefore, after completion of proper treatment, treated water, filtered water only directly discharged into local water bodies. In such a way, we ourselves realize, and being a human being, we must give awareness among society, and we must know uh, about STP, sewage treatment plants. Sewage treatment plants. Sewage treatment plant, it includes 3 steps. Actually 2 steps according to NCERT. Primary treatment, secondary treatment, and third step is tertiary treatment. But in NCERT, tertiary treatment not mentioned. Tertiary treatment, it is not mentioned. Primary treatment, secondary treatment. Primary treatment include filtration, and sedimentation. Filtration and sedimentation. Secondary treatment also called biological treatment. Biological treatment. Clear? Primary treatment also called, that is, it includes proper filtration, in sequential proper filtration. Through proper filtration we need to separate big size pebbles, plastic wastages, metal wastages, plant wastages, animal wastages and all. Rest of the matter, small size particles, and rest of the matter settle at the bottom of the treatment plant. That is called sediment. A process of formation of sediment at the bottom of the treatment plant is called sedimentation. Next, by manipulation process, we have to segregate the total solid wastages. Total solid wastages or sedimented matter. Next, secondary treatment. It includes biological treatment, because some microscopic organisms such as aerobic bacteria, aerobic fungi, and anaerobic bacteria together play a crucial role in treatment of sewage. Hence, secondary treatment also called biological treatment. Once you go through simple diagrammatic representation for your clear understands. First, proper filtration. Okay. Sequential filters filter water directly sent into another chamber, and this chamber contain commutator, commutator shafts, okay. Next, commutators to primary clarifier, then from primary clarifier there is connection aeration tank. It is aeration tank, air compressor, air compressor, air compressor supply air into aeration tank. Next to aeration tank 2, it is secondary clarifier, activated sludge, Now see, it is rotating shaft, initiator, inoculum. Okay, this is tertiary treatment, ozone gas, chlorine gas, UV rays, etc. UV rays. Local water bodies. Okay. See, look here. It is primary treatment. It indicates secondary treatment, and it is tertiary treatment. Start from here. Primary treatment include proper filtration and sedimentation. Filtration means we have to pass large amount of water, large amount of sewage water through sequential filters. Sequential filters almost remove big size particles, pebbles, plastic wastages, human excreta or any other metal items which are there in sewage. After proper filtration, rest of the filtered water directly pass into a combinator. It is a big size chamber that contain two rods. These are made up of steel rods. Steel rods rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Big size particles, big size pebbles or particles that turn into small powder, because when particles pass through combinator, they rotate in opposite direction, anti-clockwise direction. Hence big size particles, plastic, any other rest of the big size pebbles, grit and all break into small particles. Then rest of the matter directly pass into primary clarifier. This is primary clarifier. Primary clarifier. Primary sludge. Primary sludge. This symbol represents primary, secondary, tertiary. You know, right? Primary sludge means primary sediment. Primary effluent. It is primary effluent. Primary effluent. Primary effluent directly discharge into aeration tank. Aeration tank. Okay. Rest of the primary sludge directly dispose out through disposal outlet. That's all. Now we discuss about primary effluent. Primary effluent again allow into aeration tank. It is a secondary treatment. Secondary treatment also called biological treatment, because aeration tank contain aerobic bacteria, anaerobic bacteria and aerobic bacteria and aerobic fungi. Aerobic bacteria and aerobic fungi join with each other like net to form flocks. It forms flocks. Flocks means a group of microscopic organisms. Flocks pick up organic matter from sewage. There is a compressor, air compressor. Air compressor supply air. Air compressor supply fresh air into aeration tank. In presence of oxygen, aerobic bacteria and aerobic fungi join to form flocks. These flocks pick up organic wastages, organic matter from sewage. Thereby, nearly 70 to 80% sewage treated in presence of bacteria. Hence, bacteria or fungi. Hence, it is called biological treatment. After that, rest of the water directly pass into secondary clarifier. It is secondary clarifier. Secondary effluent to activated sludge. Activated sludge. This is activated sludge. Very important. AS. Short form. AS means activated sludge. Secondary effluent. SE stands for secondary effluent. Activated sludge contain aerobic bacteria, aerobic fungi. Okay, because after biological treatment along with the water, aerobic bacteria and fungi also enter into secondary clarifier. This is secondary clarifier. SC. SC stands for secondary clarifier. SC stands for secondary effluent. AS stands for activated sludge, which is also called secondary sludge. Then secondary sludge move down, but some part of secondary sludge or activated sludge pumped back into aeration tank as inoculum. It acts as initiator. It repeats the same process, because some part of activated sludge contain aerobic bacteria and aerobic fungi. Hence, it acts as inoculum that initiates the process of recycling process. Therefore, rest of the amount of means major amount of activated sludge sends out through exit pipe, but very small amount of activated sludge used as inoculum. Hence, it is again pumped back into aeration tank. This inoculum contains aerobic bacteria and aerobic fungi join with each other, form meshes called flocks, and the flocks again pick up organic wastes from sewage. It is a cyclic process. Cyclic process. Hence, secondary treatment otherwise called biological treatment. Clear? Next, rest of the secondary effluent directly pass into tertiary treatment chamber. Here, this water treated with ultraviolet rays, chlorine gas and ozone gas. Ultraviolet rays kill in some chemical compounds such as insecticides, pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, etc. The best example, DDT, dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane. It is break down into simple particles due to the activity of UV rays, ultraviolet rays. Next, chlorine gas and ozone gas kill harmful pathogens like bacteria, virus, fungus, etc. Finally, about 95 to 97% treated water directly discharged into local water bodies. That is the importance of sewage treatment. Role of microbes in sewage treatment. All of you remember three steps: primary treatment, secondary treatment, and tertiary treatment. Their importance. In last year, 2020 NEET objective exam, one question asked from activated sludge. Okay, means from biological treatment, secondary treatment. That is about microbes in sewage treatment. Nowadays, you know one thing, which is the longest river in India? River Ganga. Even several industries, factories, monuments, apartments well developed towards the bank of Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Krishna, etc. Therefore, Government of India, particularly Ministry and Forest Environment, Ministry and Forest Environment Wing implemented Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan. What is the main motto of Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan? Means minimize water pollution. Minimize water pollution. Because every day from households, factories, monuments and industries, several thousands of tons of wastes directly dumping into water. Therefore, fresh water became polluted. For the minimize water pollution, Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan widely implemented in all over the India. Right? Ganga Action Plan applicable for Ganga River, Yamuna for Yamuna River. That's all. Right? Ministry and Environment of Forest. Ministry and Environment of Forest, the Department of Central Cabinet implemented Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan. Ministry of Environment and Forest full form also important for NEET objective exam. What is primary filtration? What is primary treatment? What is secondary treatment? What is tertiary treatment? Steps important. Okay. Next, in secondary treatment, I told anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria also added. Anaerobic bacteria digest activated sludge. It kill aerobic bacteria and aerobic bacteria and aerobic fungi. Therefore, anaerobic bacteria synthesize biogas. It produces biogas under anaerobic conditions. As all of you know, biogas is a mixture of gases. It includes methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and traces of nitrogen, oxygen, etc. Biogas widely using for cooking food, heating water, and lighting purpose. Lighting purpose. That's all. Next, microbes in production of biogas. Microbes in production of biogas. Important. In NCERT book, clearly mentioned a typical biogas plant. Once roughly go through structure of biogas plant. Okay, sometimes question paper set prepare questions based on diagrammatic representation. IARI, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, and KVIC, Khadi and Village Industries Commission, KVIC. These two are government organizations, IARI and KVIC. KVIC stands for Khadi and Village Industries Commission. IARI stands for Indian Agricultural Research Institute. These two government organizations together implemented several thousands of biogas plants, particularly at rural level, village level, because biogas plant require animal dung, cow dung, buffalo dung, any other animal dung, and that is the reason majority of biogas plants constructed at village level. Biogas plant mostly constructed in the deeper layers of soil, minimum 15 feet depth. 15 feet depth with a cement concrete. It maintains anaerobic conditions, no oxygen, anaerobic conditions. Roughly go through diagram of biogas plant. The digester, gas holder, okay, gas holder pick up gas. Gas include methane, carbon dioxide, H2S, hydrogen sulfide, nitrogen, and oxygen, etc. Inlet, it is inlet. Inlet for dung and water. Dung and water pass into digester. Digester. It indicates soil level. Soil level. Another chamber, outlet. Okay. Just rough diagrammatic representation of typical biogas plant. Mostly biogas plant constructed with the cement concrete at means in deeper layers of soil at a depth of 15 feet depth. It maintains anaerobic conditions. Inlet for dung, any animal dung, and water. Collect animal dung, place in tank, add sufficient amount of water, gently stir it. Therefore, dung turn into slurry mass. Slurry mass pass into digester. It is digester. Here animal dung that contain bacteria. Which bacteria? Methanobium bacteria. Methanogen bacteria react with dung under anaerobic conditions that can produce biogas. So biogas discharge into gas holder. It is gas holder. Gas holder pick up gas, biogas. Biogas also called gobar gas, commonly called gobar gas. It is a mixture of gases: methane, carbon dioxide, H2S, hydrogen sulfide, and traces of nitrogen, oxygen, etc. Their percentage also important. First to CH4, percentage of CH4 methane 50 to 70%. Carbon dioxide 30%. Carbon dioxide 30%. H2S, hydrogen sulfide 20%. The rest of the gases traces, nitrogen and oxygen. These are all traces, means small amount of nitrogen and oxygen also present in biogas. Okay, this percentage also very important. Carbon dioxide 30 to 40%, approximately 30 to 40%. Hydrogen sulfide 20%. Nitrogen and oxygen are traces, means very small amount. That is, hence biogas is a mixture of gases. Biogas widely using for cooking food, heating water and lighting purpose. After production of biogas, the rest of the waste matter is there na? Rest of the waste matter directly pumped back into exit tank. It is exit tank. From here we have to collect slurry mass, means the rest of the waste organic matter is there na? Collect all these things used as organic fertilizer, natural fertilizer for agricultural lands. It contains all types of nutrients, so better natural fertilizer for cultivating crops. Understood? That is about role of microbes in production of biogas. Usually ruminants means cattle, cow, sheep, goat, these types of animals, their stomach has 4 chambers: rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. Out of which the biggest chamber is rumen. Rumen temporarily store grass. Okay, rumen also contain methanogen bacteria. Methanogen bacteria produce an enzyme, namely cellulase. Cellulase enzyme digest cellulose. Cattle main food is plant, means plant grass. Plant grass is made up of cellulose. How cellulose digest in the ruminant stomach means due to the presence of cellulase enzyme that is secreted from methanogen bacteria. Right? That is also another importance of methanogen bacteria. It is one of the symbiotic bacteria. Play a crucial role in digestion of grasses in case of ruminants. That's all. Remember IARI and KVIC. These two are government organizations. Their full form also important for NEET object exam. And what is the chemical composition and the percentage of gases in biogas? That also important. Next concept to microbes as biocontrol agents. Microbes as biocontrol agents. Important. Biocontrol agents. Just now I told, of course, some insects, pests, bacteria, viruses, fungus are harmful, but some fungal members, some insects, some pests, even some viruses also useful. Okay, an example: ladybird, dragonfly, BT, Bacillus thuringiensis. Okay, trichoderma, baculovirus, etc. Very important. Ladybird, an insect. It control aphids. Butterfly control mosquitoes. Not butterfly, dragonfly. Dragonfly control mosquitoes. And BT stands for Bacillus thuringiensis, a bacteria, useful bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis, control butterfly caterpillar. Butterfly caterpillar, very short form, understand. Butterfly caterpillar and several insect pests. Several insects and pests, etc. Trichoderma, a fungus, a type of fungus, control several plant pathogens. Several plant pathogens, etc. Baculovirus. Baculovirus belongs to genus NPV, nucleopolyhedrovirus. Very, very important. It is a genus name. Genus. Baculovirus belongs to genus NPV, stands for nucleopolyhedrovirus. 2019 NEET object exam question. It is highly specific, species specific. These are the excellent candidates for species specific. They attack only particular insects and other arthropods. Etc. Understood now? Remember, organism, ladybird, an example, ladybird, an insect, control aphids. Aphids are small size insects, very small in size, microscopic in nature, black in color. Aphids frequently attack pulse crops, reduce crop production. But a ladybird, it is black and red marking, control aphids. Dragonfly, it has long tail, control mosquitoes. Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria, shortly called BT bacteria. We will discuss about BT coming chapter, biotechnology, principles and process. BT bacteria control butterfly caterpillar, B for butterfly caterpillar and insect pests. Trichoderma, a fungus. It controls several plant pathogens like bacteria, virus, means harmful bacteria, virus, fungus, etc. Baculovirus belongs to genus Nucleopolyhedrovirus. Baculovirus is excellent candidates of species specific. They attack particular target organisms. An example, some insects and other arthropods. That's all. That is about microbes as biocontrol agent. Last concept, microbes as biofertilizers. We are expecting at least one question compulsorily from biocontrol agents. Very, very important. Dear students, practice name of the organism and their target organism. Name of the organism, useful organism and their target organism. Very, very important. Next, last concept, microbes as biofertilizers. Biofertilizers. Okay. An example, bacteria, fungus and blue-green algae. BGA stands for blue-green algae. Bacteria are of two kinds. Symbiotic bacteria, free living bacteria. Symbiotic bacteria, example, Rhizopus leguminosarum. Rhizobium leguminosarum, Rhizobium racedocola. These two are symbiotic bacteria. Free living bacteria, example, Azotobacter, Azospirillum and Beigeringia. Azotobacter, Azospirillum and Beigeringia. Free living bacteria living in soil between soil particles. It won't enter into root ecosystem. Hence, they were known as free-living bacteria. That's all. Both symbiotic and free-living bacteria fix atmospheric nitrogen in soil in the form of nitrates or ammonia. Thereby, they enrich nitrogen fertilizers in the soil. Later, plant pick up nitrogen fertilizers through their root system. Next, fungus. Best example, mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza. It is also called, it is are of two kinds, ectomycorrhiza, endomycorrhiza. Ectomycorrhiza, endomycorrhiza. Endomycorrhiza also called vesicular or vesicular mycorrhiza. Okay, mycorrhiza, you know well, an association between mycorrhiza and pinus root system. Moreover, pinus seed may not germinate in absence of mycorrhiza. That much deep association takes place between pinus seed and mycorrhiza. At the same time, mycorrhiza, one of the soil fungus living in soil between soil particles. When pinus root is available to the fungus make direct contact with the root system. Fungus make direct contact with the root system. Okay, it is mycorrhiza. So mycorrhiza make deep association with the root system, and it control soil-borne diseases. It also supply moisture, means water, and phosphorus fertilizers. Clear? Mycorrhiza are of two kinds, ectomycorrhiza, endomycorrhiza. Ectomycorrhiza make just superficial association with the root system, whereas endomycorrhiza grow into deeper tissues of root system. Hence, endomycorrhiza also called vesicular or vesicular mycorrhiza. Both type of mycorrhiza protect the root system from soil-borne diseases like bacterial, viral, fungal diseases, and also supply sufficient amount of moisture, phosphorus fertilizers particularly. That's all. Next, BGA stands for blue-green algae, are of various kinds. Cyanobacteria. Okay, cyanobacteria, nostoc, Anabaena, oscillatoria. That's all. Remember all four blue-green algae members. In previous chapter, first year syllabus, biological classification, you might have studied about blue-green algae, one of the Monera, kingdom Monera members. Cyanobacteria, nostoc, Anabaena, and oscillatoria play a crucial role in replenish of nutrient cycling process. Like bacteria, blue-green algae members also able to fix atmospheric nitrogen in soil in the form of nitrates or ammonia. Thereby they increase soil fertility. It also play a crucial role in mineralization. That's all. That is about microbes as biofertilizers. These are the main topics covered from microbes in human welfare. Watch this video properly. After completion of video, the same topic read in NCERT. After that, strictly practice objective questions. Thank you very much. Bye. See you. Prepare well. Have a nice day.